Hi there, Dr. Sheeper. Welcome back to their weekly TGIF Talks, episode 109. I'm joined by my co-host, Anonymous Phil.
Yeah.
Let's roll the intro. There we go. There's so many things to talk about with this podcast today. I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
I mean, Vsauce made a new video.
Oh, yeah, he did. I think I watched that.
But we'll talk about the one that I had you watch before the podcast today.
Mm-hmm.
So William Osman, the main host of the Safety Third podcast, of which you really need to watch, posted a video where they raced power tools.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think of it?
Well, it seemed like when you give idiots money, they do idiot things, and,
So
crazy shit can go down.
So when you were watching it, which did you think, before they actually raced them, which, spoilers, by the way, to all the folks watching at home, which one did you think was going to do the best?
The ankle grinder, the one with the teeth. Because I figured it would just dig into the wood. Except the only thing I didn't consider is that you have to drag your own power cord, and you have a risk of cutting your own power cord at the same time.
I remember it took off, and then it just like flipped, and there was this big spark, and I'm like, the hell was that? It got its own power cord.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like they had long enough power cords, because some of them ran out of cord.
So I think that was part of the regulation where
I don't know if it got caught on, but see, I don't know if it got caught on something or what was going on.
So
But
I think what happens, I think it's part of like because they talked about the regulations for how this was. How
they didn't even do the regulation limit. The regulation is supposed to be 75 feet. It was 60 feet that they did.
That's true. But I think what's supposed to happen is they're going fast enough to where they get to the end that they unplug themselves as a safety measure. Except nothing about this is safe.
Yeah. No.
There's no safety. It's no wonder they had to go to Florida.
Yeah.
And we'll get to Florida.
Why did they have to go to Florida? Why couldn't they just do it in their backyard and say, yeah, we're in Florida right now?
I think it was because they were This might have been way back in like May or something, back when the Creator Clash was going on, so they were all in Florida at the time for that.
Sure.
You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
Not a clue.
You really need to watch the Safety Third podcast. Well, so anyways, no, I think it's a safety feature so that when it gets to the end, the unplug. Well, now, obviously, if your tool doesn't go fast enough, Nigel, it's not going to unplug itself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he thought that it would be anywhere near as fast as the other tools. I had high hopes for the bench grinder one, but I realized she didn't have big enough like wheels on it, and I was like, it's not gonna be able to like, there's not gonna be enough clearance. It'll catch itself, and that's probably exactly what happened. Well, and then we also learned that that the backyard scientists angle grinders were in the reverse direction. I thought they might do the best, but then I realized afterward, I just thought about it now, why his didn't work, even after they swapped it, and so that it could go the same direction. The larger wheels were going to go faster. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he was kind of screwed. I think physics screwed him. But, no, it was a great video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my god, I laughed and laughed. It was nice and long too, 17 minutes. We gotta do something stupid like this.
Oh.
We gotta go race power tools.
They spent $800 on just tools, though. That's not even the track.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what... yeah, but think about how many of them there were. I mean, I'm talking, it's just you and I.
I don't know.
Or at least Will and I.
That's just an accident waiting to happen. A trip to the hospital, shall we say.
It'll make great content.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it would.
It'd get us on the Safety Third podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Goes viral. So, and we end up with the Safety Third. So, can you tell us what happened with your video? Yeah, we cut our toes.
You cut your toes. There's no we.
There's no our. There's just me and my swamp.
Yes.
Oh, no, we just, hey, Will, stick your head here at the end of the track.
No, they will stand over it while we watch them.
I saw them do that so many times, and I'm just like, somebody's gonna lose their toe or their nuts.
Somebody's gonna lose a leg, or just something.
They're gonna lose the family jewels. Their wiener's gonna be gone.
Yep. That will not be heirloomed.
Oh man, what a fantastic video! His last video was really good too.
Yeah.
What was his?
Well, the last video, I don't know. I don't really watch them, but the last video I saw was how what was the minimum amount of parts you can have on a car. That was a good watch.
That was his second to last video, I'm pretty sure.
And then he also made an X-ray.
Oh, okay, so that was... I thought the X-ray was older than that, though.
It might have been. Oh, this is the video I got recommended, because I got recommended the taking a car apart video. And then I watched the X-ray one, because I was like, oh, this looks cool. I didn't watch them in any specific order, it's just what I was recommended.
Oh, yeah, the X-ray one is very old. So, yeah.
It was cool, though.
It was cool. Except for all the backlash he got about it. He almost quit YouTube over it.
Why?
Because everybody's like, do you realize how dangerous that is? Do you know what you're doing? Like, bruh, calm down. It's just X-rays. Like, psh.
Yeah. I mean, the sun emits gamma rays, right?
The sun emits everything.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I forgot. He's like, things that actually work, and it's just one video. It was this robotic chopsticks he made like 3 years ago.
Yeah, and then and then you recommended the travel video.
Travel video?
The state park.
Oh. Well, we can talk about the state parks here in a second, but no, he literally, wow, I can't believe he's uploaded 2 videos in the same month. So he had the car video 4 months ago, and then 2 weeks ago he had Oh, this one was hilarious. It was probably the funniest one I've watched since his early years, and
Hmm.
it was it was different ways to save your phone from if when you drop it.
Oh yeah.
And at one point, he built a contraption that would catch it like a net,
Hmm.
and it would whack him in the balls.
What?
Because it would come. So he had it, one go out in front, two to the side, and one in the back, and it would come down. And it's pneumatic, and it just squeezes fucking nuts. Oh man, and his poor wife. He's like, "Can I borrow one of your dresses?" And she's like, "No." And he just steals it. He steals it anyways. I'm like, "Can't you just go out and buy one?" Like, seriously, just go to J.C. Penney's or something, or whatever's closest mall in California. Find the biggest dress you can and call it good. But I digress, though. Yeah, so the well, okay, we'll get to the state parks thing. I want to talk about the big news. That way we can put it in the thumbnail and stuff and get views.
Oh, what's the big news?
Artemis 1 launched finally.
Oh yeah, it's about damn time.
You know what's great though? It's going to be 2 more years before we see another launch.
Well, from NASA at least.
Well, yeah. But it's gonna be 2 more years before that rocket launches. It's just like it's the funny thing is it took. I think the rocket was delayed like 6 years.
Really?
Like this was
They have
supposed to
some
launch.
really good. They have some really good live streams of the rocket
Yeah,
of the moon. It's actually kind of cool.
yeah. It was supposed to launch like 6 years ago. Well, that never happened. I think it was really close to start the pandemic, but then the pandemic happened. So then, of course, then we had all the delays. Now, and it didn't launch. Oh boy. But we're back to the moon. The furthest any craft meant for humans has ever flown. It beat the Apollo 13 record here the other day, and it's going to smash the record. Like, the record's like 240,000 miles. This is going to get to like 270.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
The furthest any craft meant for humans has ever flown from the Earth.
Oh, James Webb isn't meant for humans?
No. What?
Oh.
Even if James Webb were meant for humans, it's not the furthest spacecraft that humanity's ever flown out there.
Yeah. I just now realize. So, when it's on the opposite end, oh, you just see nothing.
What?
That's dumb.
What?
So when the rocket passes on the opposite side of the Earth, you don't see stars or anything. You see nothing.
I don't know.
I don't have a good enough camera to see stars.
Oh, well, yeah, the normal cameras, yeah, they're not good enough. But they do have star trackers on board the Orion spacecraft. That way it can stay orientated. And actually, I learned most of these star trackers, I mean, the modern ones probably use a variety of stars, but the old ones back in the day for whatever the first Mars missions were, the Pioneers crafts, I think. Anyways, or Viking. I think it was Viking. They didn't use so you would think they would use the brightest star in the sky, Sirius. However, Sirius has a habit of going into the ecliptic. So there's always a chance that a planet's going to get in the way, or, and so you can't always use it to orientate your craft. So they have to use the second brightest star in the sky. Now, I'm sure the new ones use a variety of stars because they can, but I just learned that. And that was so I was like, well, that's interesting. That they don't use the brightest star because it's, well, you know, it has a habit of getting caught in the ecliptic, which is something one would have to think about. Yeah, this is a, yeah. So it's pretty crazy. We went back to the moon, and so now we have to wait 2 more years before we see that rocket launch again.
Which the rocket's called Orion, but the mission is called Artemis.
No, the the rocket is SLS, Space Launch System. Great name.
Mm-hmm.
The mission is called Artemis.
Yeah.
And the capsule is Orion.
Oh, the capsule's Orion.
Mm-hmm. And then the upper stage has a different name. Cryogenic propulsion upper stage.
Mm.
They got really creative with these names. Very creative. No, but Artemis, at least this time it's actually properly named, because as you already probably know, the Apollo missions, which went to the moon, were named after the god of the sun.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why? What? Who? What? Why? Why would you do that? And so now this one is named Artemis. Artemis is the actual god of the moon. So, ta-da! Problem solved. So, did you? Oh, Cody came up with the video, kind of in sequence with the Artemis thing, talking about all the stuff we can learn from.
Wait.
Huh?
Go on.
Talking about all the stuff we can learn from the ice frozen up in the craters at the top of the moon. For one thing, if it's possible that the moon's craters at the poles have never been they've never seen sunlight since they've formed and solidified, it's possible we could have atmospheric data of the Earth. Because he's like, Earth's atmosphere goes out to the orbit of the moon, the upper atmosphere.
No, Helios. Apollo is just the god of everything. Helios is the god of the sun.
Well, I think it kind of depends on probably where you read it. I don't know. This is from Scott Mainley. I don't know if he actually knows his Greek gods that well.
Because I do remember that my brother was telling me, I think Artemis is like the sister of Apollo. Which is why they're calling, the sister of the Apollo missions. This is like the next thing.
Right.
So the goddess, Artemis is goddess of the moon. Who is the god of the moon?
I don't think there probably is a god. Do you need a god?
Sure there is.
Do you need a god and a goddess? I don't think so.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Una is the goddess in heaven and of the full moon. Diana is the goddess of the half moon. Hecate is the goddess of the dark moon.
So, new moon?
What the hell? They have a god for everything? The half moon, the quarter moon, what?
Too many gods. See, that's the issues.
That's what I'm saying. Of course there's gotta be a god. Alright, let's just try and search for Apollo.
Well, anyways, I'm going to keep going here. I don't even know where I was. I've off tracked. I've lost my train of thought. It's gone.
You were talking about oh no, I don't know.
Oh, moon geography. Yes. So the ice in these at the top at the poles of the moon could potentially contain information about Earth's early atmosphere?
The moon.
Hmm?
You said the moon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of the way the Earth's atmosphere works and the way the sun's high energy particles has bombarded it, blah blah blah, we could theoretically be able to detect and look and learn what Earth's atmosphere used to be like way like billions and billions of years ago. They're not just before, I should say. We could be able to potentially learn what Earth's atmosphere was like before the photosynthesizing bacteria, before life.
The only thing is that with each moon mission, I read an article, this is a long time ago, but the rockets have been tearing away at the atmosphere.
Oh, no, we're not
and
measuring the
stripping it
moon's
away.
atmosphere. We're measuring Earth's atmosphere using lunar ice.
No, what I'm telling you is that when we send rockets to the moon, we've been destroying the moon's atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's always a downside to doing anything. It will be unfortunate when we get rid of the moon's atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we can learn from it anyways. But it is unfortunate.
Yeah.
However, the more important part is that this ice, before we just start mining it and turning it into rocket fuel and using it to, supply humans with fresh water to drink on the moon, we really need to explore these craters and really figure out how old this stuff is and do a lot of good science before we destroy it. He was like, I mean, it's possible we could see alien archaeology tools. But he's like, he believes that, there aren't any, that's very unlikely and it's not going to happen. But you never know, in the same way that we went to the moon, that we're going to the moon to learn about our planet's past. It's very possible aliens that have visited Earth have gone there to, do the same thing. They wanted to learn about this planet's past. So they're like, hey, the moon's going to have information. It would tell us whether the moon's whether the moon's angle has changed. Because if there's a point because we'll see this in the records of the ice, because at some point the ice will stop, and that we know, where the ice stops, that we know that's where sunlight was exposed to it, and so we know those records are destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very interesting. Very exciting. Going back to the moon. Dr. Becky, she's always just like, oh, the Americans wanting to go back to the moon. This doesn't need to be done. We can send robots. There's no need to send humans. The moon's been done to death. There's other research to be done. But it's the moon. Like, what? Who doesn't want to see people walk on the moon? Who doesn't want to see a woman walk on the moon? Like,
who doesn't want to put a telescope on the moon?
I don't want to put a telescope on the
moon. I know. What the hell is wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm just explaining it's a bad idea. But we'll get into telescopes. I think we can move to the topic that you wanted to talk about, which was the state parks video.
Oh no, I just brought it up.
Oh, did you not want to talk about it?
I don't care what we talk about.
I mean, otherwise, we're going to talk about a Dr. Becky video.
Sure.
So there's muddlings amongst astrophysicists for James Webb's replacement, because obviously James Webb's. I mean, we're going to get it for 20 years, 15 to 20 years. But obviously, James Webb, there's things that it can't do, and we're slowly learning what it can and can't do. And yes, it can get spectra.
It can't shoot lasers.
It can get spectra of exoplanets, but
can it shoot lasers?
No.
Oh, there's something it can't do.
we knew. Anyways, the next step, which I thought was crazy when she said this, because I thought the only future for astronomy was going to be an infrared. I didn't think there was a point to build a visible light telescope. I thought visible light astronomy kind of started and ended with Hubble. But apparently, for observing exoplanets directly, like Earth-like exoplanets that are near Earth. So, like, we're talking like 1,000 light years or whatever.
That's near.
It's near enough, right?
Near enough. Okay.
How many
sure.
trillions of miles is a light year?
5.8.
4.8 trillion miles.
5.8, approximately 6.
Okay, 5.8 trillion miles. So, what is that? 5 sextillion miles. Or no, sorry, 5 quintillion miles away.
What?
Right?
No, 5.8 trillion.
That's a light year, but these things are 1,000 light years.
Oh, so quadrillion.
Yeah, I don't know. I was skipping out. Yes, sorry. 5.
It's not a 5 quadrillion, zillion. By the way, zillion is not one of them.
I was saying septillion and quin.
Septillion, zillion, decazillion.
Decazillion. What? Anyways, it's 5 quadrillion miles away. Like, it's near. It's close, right?
Wait, it's 1,000, or that's what they. Or is that what they define as anything being near? Is it within 1,000 or is it 1,000?
I think that's just kind of where I think that's kind of the telescope sweet spot they're working that they've proposed. So basically, these researchers got together and like, what is the next step in a telescope? What do we want in the next telescope? And they want a visible light telescope, and oh boy, the diameter of the mirror is
8 feet.
8 feet? No. Try again.
That's my guess. Bigger, smaller, bigger.
Much bigger.
100 feet.
Not quite that big.
80 feet.
Hold on, I have to do a conversion real quick. Much smaller.
Then 80 feet?
Yeah.
20 feet.
A little bigger than that.
25.
Still bigger.
30.
Bigger than that.
40.
Yes.
40 feet.
40 feet. They want to build a visible light telescope that is 40 feet in diameter and put it in space.
Okay.
And they're going to call it the Carl Sagan Observatory.
Wait, James Webb is how big?
Like 8 meters.
8 times 3 is 24. It's...
I don't know what its diameter is, so I'm looking. Oh. Okay, 25. Okay, the diameter is 6.5 meters, 21.3 feet. We want to double that, almost double that.
Yeah. Okay. Seems legit.
And you know what their projection for when they want to have this completed by and put into orbit?
2040.
Or did you Google that?
No, I just said it at random because everything's like 20 years away.
No, they want to do this in 12.
12?
For reference, it took James Webb 30 years. And now they want to take a telescope.
They started in the 90s?
Huh?
They started in the 90s?
Yeah, the plans for James Webb started 1 year before Hubble launched.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Well, they want to build this in 12 years from now. So you're saying like what, 2034?
yeah, they want to have it in space by 2034.
Uh, I give more like 2037, but sure, they can have a
So
goal.
so you want to know what their reasoning is why we could get it done much faster than James Webb.
More people.
Well, it is the key is the people. So it's the same basic design. I don't know if there's a big heat shield. I'm not quite sure if they're gonna put it in low Earth orbit or if they're gonna put it out at L2. I'm not sure what they're.
Well, you don't know where it's going.
Huh?
You don't know where it's going.
Dr. Becky didn't mention. I don't know it because, like, obviously, if it's going
Wait,
out,
what is it called?
the this we're talking like this proposal is like brand new. Like I literally the
Does
only
it
way
have
I
a
could
name?
Sorry, it's the Carl Sagan Observatory. This proposal is so new that literally the only thing that kind of exists on it about this thing is a research paper and Dr. Becky's video. So it's just insane. Like, I bet you one of the mirrors they're gonna put in this thing. No, I guess never mind. I was gonna say one of the mirrors is as big as the Hubble, but Hubble's 2.4 meters. 2.4 would be a very big section. But no, the reason for why they think they can get it done faster than Webb is the fact that so all the people that worked on Webb, they have all this know-how. They have all this, they have all this
There's
information.
articles from 2020 about this.
I think maybe
Why
Doctor.
did I never hear about this?
I
We're
don't.
just now hearing about this 2 years later.
Well, maybe it's because James Webb is in space now, and they're looking for what to do next.
Mm. Called the Carl Sagan Observatory, though.
Yeah. 12.
Actually, there's not a lot of stuff on it.
No.
When you type in Carl Sagan Observatory, you get a lot of stuff just about Carl Sagan.
Yep.
There's like 2 things about it.
Yep. And Dr. Becky's video. It's ambitious, but it would be awesome. You gotta watch her video on it because they give a simulation of what it'd be able to see, and you wouldn't be able to see like Venus and like Mercury, but you could see Earth and Mars and Jupiter and Saturn. So
Wait, this isn't even a thing about it. What? No, there's hardly anything about it, actually.
yep. Yep, there isn't anything about it.
A visionary space telescope.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the. Oh, okay, that doesn't actually link to anything. It's the one by ResearchGate.net. I think this is probably the exact research paper that Dr. Becky was talking about.
Did you even download?
But no, we want this to get backing because we want to be able to capitalize on these people who know how to build telescopes that are this big and can collapse and fold to fit in rocket fairings. However, my thinking is this like an assumption that we're going to have bigger... I mean, we are going to have bigger rockets when this thing launches. But, like, are they just planning to use, like, you know...
10-page paper.
Are they planning to use like an SL? Well, not an SLS. SLS is actually that'd be complete overkill. I think they plan to phase out SLS for something better. But are they planning to use like a Starship? But like Starship, if it's going to Leo, Starship will be the best thing possible. It'll be dirt cheap. It'll be able to get it up there, no issues whatsoever. Like Starship will be for Leo would be awesome. And would you even need to fold it? Because what's the diameter of Starship?
Like the they're using this for exoplanets.
Yep. Oh, wow. Okay, so it would still need to fold. Wow. This thing's huge. Oh, my God. So, Starship's 9 meters. And this thing's going to be 12. That's huge. Like, I'm picturing how big, like, a Starship is and the Super Booster, like, how big it is. And this thing's going to be...
Actually, I don't think the paper mentions that it's going to be visible light.
Dr. Becky says it's visible light.
No, but I guess what I'm saying is this paper doesn't specify. It's only 10 pages. I'll probably read it after we're done talking.
Yeah, it's... But, oh
10-page video.
It's crazy. But just... Oh, my God. Just... That's insane. Like, 12 meters... Like, I mean, it's still nothing compared to, like, the extremely large telescope. But it's going to be in space. Now, I would hope, all right, if we're going to build this behemoth of a telescope, that we'd at least, like, because here's the thing about James Webb. Because of what James Webb has to do, it makes sense that it can't be touched. Like, once it's up there, it's up there. It has to be left alone. We can't work on it. We can't touch it. But something this big and it's visible light, like, come on. I think we should be allowed to, dock up to it, especially if we have, like, Starship. Because I'm assuming that's what you're going to have to launch it on if you're going to want to get it into L2. And also, it'll be less folding required. Oh my God. Actually, what's interesting about it, I think it wouldn't have even had to fold it. Because I think the original design for Starship was like 12 meters or something. So it might not have even had to have fold. It would probably have to fold just because, the size of materials or whatever. But, with the original Starship plan, it wouldn't have had to fold. It wouldn't need to fold. But this one, it still has to fold. This thing's huge. Like, James Webb, apart from the sun shield, the sun shield wouldn't fit. Like, obviously, you have to fold that up. But, like, the mirror itself, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are they going to put it in Leo? I don't think you'd want to put something like this in Leo. Because I feel like there's too much space junk. And it'll just get damaged really quickly. So, I don't know. But this is a mega project. I like it. This is the kind of stuff. But you know what this reminds me of? And I just watched a video about it before we got into the podcast. It reminds me of the SCC or the SSC. It was the Superconducting Super Collider. That's what it was. It was going to be... It was gonna be completed back in the it's gonna be. We would. Anyways, it was supposed to be the LC. It was supposed to be bigger than what we have now for Super Collider. Also, I kind of forgot. He reminded me of it when I watched the video. CERN, which is a combination of all of Europe and maybe a little bit of U.S. funding to build a Super Collider, and they're working on a proposal for 100-kilometer in circumference Super Collider, which will be 1 trillion electron volts or whatever.
I
And
see.
and China is kind of being like the US in the 80s, because in the 80s the US wanted to build a 4 trillion electron volt, which is bigger than anything we have now. And then we're going to do this all by ourselves, but then the Cold War ended, and the Republican, it's weird, the Republicans were looking to fund it, not the Democrats. But again, the Democrats at the time were looking to reduce debt. So that's why it didn't get any funding entering into the 90s. But plus an independent apparently ran. Anyways, the Republican vote got split, which got Clinton elected. Anyways, it's a whole thing. Point is, China is going to build, and I forgot about this, but they're planning to build their own 100 trillion electron volt super collider that's 100 kilometer circumference. Because of course China wants to build their own, right? Because of course. China's the new United States, so of course they want to build their own. Damn it. I need billions of dollars, Phil, so I can just be like, you know what? I will fund a super collider. Except on the moon.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the moon.
Put it on the moon?
Yeah. We'll put it on the
Why?
moon. Huh?
Why?
Why not?
I don't know. Why not the Earth?
Why not on the moon?
That's what I'm asking. Why the moon? Why not on Earth?
We don't have to put it underground to worry about radiation.
We don't have to ship it anywhere?
Yeah, but I mean, we have to ship. So? You're the one who wants to put the
Just
telescope.
asking.
You want to put a telescope on the moon? Why can't I put a particle accelerator on the moon?
I'm just asking.
Plus, we could just put it right inside of a crater.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, mega projects. I want people. Oh man. No, so the Carl Sagan Observatory, very cool thing, very cool. I hope it gets funding, and I hope it gets money so that we can get it built in 12 years, because that'll be an awesome telescope. I tell you what, we'll have these Hubble, James Webb, Carl Sagan. Of course, Carl Sagan's gonna show completely different things than what you would see with James Webb, so. And then the extremely large telescope, whatever they're going to use that for. I'm not even sure what they're going to use that for, to be honest. But yes, very, very cool things. Very cool. The human race is making progress. I feel like every week I get on the internet, I see something about fusion. Fusion's on its way, blah, 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 blah. Phil doesn't seem to think so. He thinks that's a long ways away. Same with self-driving. I think self-driving, for all intensive purposes, for what we could ever need, is almost here.
It's basically here.
For what we need to, let's say we want to go on a road trip. Self-driving to go on a road trip, not...
It's already here. They have lane management. They have speed. Speed control has been around for a long time.
Do you want to know how old speed control is?
Probably like the 90s.
Older than that.
80s?
It's the 30s.
What?
Yeah.
Don't they need computers? What?
No. Because engineers are freaking awesome. And because of they can use timing belts and stuff, and the governor to limit how much power now obviously it's not adaptive.
No, the first version of cruise control is it says 1900s, 1940s.
Oh yeah, 1940s. Yeah, the Cadillac. But anyways,
1948 specifically.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, it was just time. It wasn't computers. It was just timing. and so it would just literally just it would just keep the engine at a basic idle. I'm assuming at a basic power output and a basic gear, and it would just let it run like that. It couldn't, it's not like mine can kind of adapt for hills, not very well if they're too steep, but it can adapt for hills. This would not. This would hit a hill and bad things would happen.
What are you talking about?
Cruise control.
But you said mine?
As in, like, my cruise control. I would think yours can actually adapt for hills better than mine could.
Oh.
Because you have a newer car, so I would assume it's able to adapt to hills a bit better.
Oh, no, it doesn't like hills. You go up a hill and go...
Well, I mean, mine does the same thing.
You go up a hill, and the next thing you know, the cars are like 4,000 RPM. It's like, okay, we're taking this in manual mode.
Depends on the hill.
It's like, we don't need a redliner engine going up a hill.
Depends on the hill.
Freaking, we took that thing out to Colorado on cruise control. The car would be up in smoke by the time we got to the top.
Yeah, it couldn't do the mountains. Of course, then it would just turn off to go down them.
Yeah, just turn it off and just let it steer itself.
The car would just turn off and just be like, wait a minute, we still need power steering. Oh my God.
Power steering.
I mean, if you're going 90, yeah, you don't need power steering, I guess.
You don't need power steering, you just need me.
No, I don't trust you. Oh, what's that? You're in the other lane! You're gonna hit the rumble bars! We're like going straight towards them. I still remember that. I'm like, I look up and we're just going straight towards the cliff, and I'm like, we're in the other lane at this point, and I'm like, Phil! You're gonna kill us! You're like, what?
Wait, other lane?
Yeah, this was up in Wyoming. No,
that was the rumbly bars. We never went to the other lane.
I thought we crossed into the left lane and then we were going.
No, we didn't.
Oh.
There was guardrails.
No. Like, there are two lanes. They're going the same direction. We were in the far right. And the road started to curve and we went straight.
Left. Wait, no, the thing I remember, we were in the far left, and we hit the rumbly part of the road.
Maybe we were in the far left. I don't know. I thought we were in the far right, and then we went to the far left.
No, I never went to the other lane.
Well, anyways. How did we get onto this? What were we talking about before?
We're talking cruise control.
Cruise control. Oh, right. Well, yeah, I mean...
Self-driving cars.
Well, yeah, for all intents and purposes, as long as we're not going to the corner of the state, yeah, that kind of self-driving is pretty much here. Like what
I was saying, they have lane control, and they have car management, like it'll sense how far the next car is in front of you.
I would also say we're close to in-city driving, that would be pretty good.
In-city driving, I think, is basically it's the county, the rural roads. I don't know how reliable it is.
I would never. I don't think any self-driving vehicles currently could even do a gravel road, but because they
could try.
Because at least back in the day, you would used to be able to, if there was a Tesla and somebody wanted to summon it, you could lock it in place with paint.
Mm.
If you got the diameter of your circle right around the car, and it was white paint, you could trick it into thinking that in every direction is the edge of the lane, so it wouldn't be able to move.
Mm. No, but what I was saying though is that Veritasium, he made his video like a year or two ago, and he rode in a self-driving car.
Yeah. That was
in the city. It's already here.
Right.
It's not like it's a few years away. No, it is here.
Yeah, all
Self-driving
we
is
need.
here.
Yeah, so basically, for road trips, we've got it.
Yeah.
We just let her. We just turn her on, tell it to stop here for gas, and let her ride.
The only thing is that you're not supposed to just be half paying attention. There's supposed to be a driver always willing to take control. Now, people don't necessarily do that because they have too much faith in the technology already. But you're supposed to be, I don't know. I don't think you necessarily need to have your hands on the wheel, but at least be
Tesla
on your lap,
require
ready to grab it.
Tesla's does require you to have your hands on the wheel.
And it just moves the wheel underneath your hands or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, because like back in the day, you had to it ding at you like every 5 minutes. You had to like put your hands in the wheel and move it, and then it would go back to driving by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what's interesting about the old Tesla one, it would actually used to lock you out. So if you, so it would park your car. It would basically, if you fell asleep, and if you didn't pick up the ding, you could do this only like a handful of times, or maybe only even once, and it would lock self-driving for like a month.
Wait, say this again.
So if let's say you fell asleep at the wheel while in self-driving mode, and it was unable to wake you up to correct it, it would pull over to the side of the road and stop. However, if this happened too many times within a certain period of time, it would lock you out of self-driving for like a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a long time. It would lock you out for self-driving for a while. I think it was like 24 hours or like 8 hours for the first one. So like, go home and take it and go to sleep. Get a good night's rest. But then if you did it again, it would just, make it longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like obviously, that's why I said we're still several years away from just being able to not have to look at the road, period. We get a conversion package for the RV. Slap self-driving onto that and just tell it, "Hey, get gas here," and then we go do whatever we want. Go play Xbox or something in the back seat.
Yep.
That would be cool. That'd be fun. I'd enjoy that. Just playing Minecraft, oh man, it'll drive by itself. Get out, fill it up with a bunch of diesel fuel. That would, see, if there were ever a time that it would feel like you just burned a bunch of diesel fuel for nothing, and you just spent a bunch of money. Like, if there were ever a way to burn a bunch of money and it felt like nothing changed, it would be putting an RV, like filling up an RV in Omaha and driving it all the way to Wyoming.
Wait, that would feel like what?
It would feel like you burned hundreds of dollars in diesel fuel for nothing. Because, I mean, yes, western Nebraska looks very different than eastern Nebraska, but you didn't go to a new state. You're still in Nebraska. I mean, you're close to Wyoming, and there's still cows everywhere.
Wait, could we not make it to Wyoming?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've never driven.
That's what I'm going to do this week. Either tomorrow or sometime. I'll either go down to that place or give them a call. Find out, how much does it cost to rent? What's the cheapest thing I can... Because all their RVs, I think, we could fit 3 people in. Find how much, except for the Class B. Class C, I think, is what we'd want, right?
Yes.
I'll find out, how much their cheapest Class C RV costs to rent. And then, of that, how big of a tank does it have? And what is the average miles per gallon? I'm guessing it's going to be around 20.
What?
Maybe. You don't think it would get better? You think it's less than 20 miles a gallon?
Yeah.
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
I mean, unless it's like new, but like
Well,
even
that's what
new
I'm
is a
saying. I'm guessing
stretch.
these are new, 2015 or
Oh,
something.
that's not what I'm considering as new. I'm talking new as in like 2022.
No, 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 no.
An interesting thing I was
I'm
looking.
guessing they're going to be all at least within the last 10 years, 2012 or newer.
Right. So I was looking at when I was looking for when I've been thinking about getting a new vehicle, I've been looking at gas mileage between years. And it wasn't until like 2000, so like especially Ford and their lines of vehicles, gas mileage it's gone up,
Mm-hmm.
but in the last few years it's gone up like this. Like, it would be about the same, maybe go up 1 or 2 miles per gallon. And then 2019, 2020 is this big jump in gas mileage and performance.
2019.
Yeah, 2020,
Yeah, so
2019.
so I guess there's a 5 year difference. So my Focus was 2010. My car is a 2015 that I have now, and my Focus had I think 25 miles a gallon in the city. I think somewhere around 25, and now I'm getting about 27, 28 in the city.
Yeah, exactly. In those 5 years, it only went up 2 or 3 miles per gallon.
Average, yeah.
Right. And that's kind of what they've done for the past decade.
It's
Until
kind
the
of hard
start.
to say because see, I will say the biggest thing, because it can track every single trip I make, and what I've noticed is that the more red lights you're stopping at, or the more often you have to stop for red light, it's awful for gas
Oh,
mileage.
yeah.
And the best way to combat that is by
Turning it off.
easing onto the gas pedal.
Well, yeah, that. And to turn it off.
The rapid acceleration is what also kills gas mileage. If you have to make frequent stops, you don't want to ease. You want to ease on the gas, so you're not using a whole bunch to get moving.
Yeah, I'm bad about that.
Yeah.
But, but that's the thing. And the whole reason why is because the EPA said all vehicles sold in the United States that are non, like, commercial or, like, there were a few other guidelines. All vehicles had to be 25 miles per gallon by 2025.
In the city or
Uh,
highway.
I think that was average between the two. I don't know. It wasn't a very good regulation because they've changed it.
Well, they need to specify. That's kind of important.
Well, yeah, they've changed it. Now it's like all vehicles need to be like 30 miles per gallon.
That's counting semis too, right?
No, I literally just said non-commercial vehicles.
Oh, you said non-commercial,
Yeah.
but still like big like F-350s or whatever, right?
Those didn't count. I don't think.
Don't count.
I don't know. The regulations kind of. I'd have to actually read the regulation, but nobody really cares beyond cars. So.
Yeah, imagine your truck getting 25 miles a gallon. If a truck gets 25 miles a gallon, a car's got to be getting like 30.
See, that's the thing, right? So that's why everybody drives trucks now, because trucks miles per gallon in the past decade have gone up a lot. They're way better. Like my dad's F-250 compared to his 97, compared to, or like maybe it was like a 92. I don't remember. It was really old. Compared to what he drives now, which is 2011, it's still like 12 miles to the gallon when towing.
Really?
Yeah, it's like closer to like my truck's performance when non-towing, but it's like 12 miles to the gallon when towing. Versus what his old one was. His old one had to have 2 tanks.
Yeah.
And it would get like 5.
Well, yeah, that's what my dad's 88 Ranger would get. It had 2 tanks as well. And in the wintertime, it legit got like 8 to 9 miles a gallon.
That's because it was a carburetor. Carburetors do not like the cold.
He also put a V8 in it.
Well, yeah, that doesn't help.
You put a V8 in it, and it's kind of a gas hog. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a video about V8s, and you can see the headers, and when the fuel dumps in at full rev, and they're just like $20 right there.
Yep. Pretty much.
Just goes wow, $20 right there. No, but yeah. So no, in that regards, yeah, they've gotten way better. But for cars, not really. There hasn't been a need to. Now the EPA has changed that regulation. I don't know what it is now. It's much more ambitious.
Yeah.
But, which I mean, yeah. So, anyways, so that's all I had to talk about. Unless you want to talk about the state parks video, that we can sum this up here in an hour instead of 2 hours.
Sure.
Alrighty. Well, I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcasts every single Friday, 12 p.m. Central Time, and good night.